Greetings, this is Victorian and welcome back to Let's Play Lamplight City, where it's been a while since I played. So... I'm not sure exactly what I was doing.
Dear Lord, what is that smell? Did you step in something out there, Fordham?
Private investigation is a dirty job, Upton. You know that.
I think I'm carrying a part of the dead lady, that's why there is a smell. Yeah. Which I'm not sure where to use yet. So... I can't get to see the attorney, I remember that. That's obviously not... oh, have Dr. Edwards the coroner examine Desiree's ashes. I think that's what I need to do.
Miles, are you crazy? If you go wandering around the department for no...
They told me to go to the... Wait... I think they told me... She told me to go to... the coroner.
Would it be possible for me to access the mortuary?
The mortuary? What for?
I'd like to consult with Dr. Edwards.
All right, but be careful. Make sure you don't let Snelling see you back there.
That's it for now.
Better get back to it then.
Maybe I didn't save. Okay. I guess I didn't save then.
Dr. Edwards' lab was always a fascinating place to learn about death. A bit less
Why?
quite the expert.
Why would you have skulls there?
Up some bit of that last corpse?
As decoration.
Oh, Fordham, what brings you down here?
Hello, Edwards. I was wondering if I could pick your brain.
The fuck is that?
Yes, of course. There's one in a jar over there, and I may have another one around here somewhere.
That coroner humor never gets old, does it?
Anyway, let me know what you want to discuss. This fellow's not going anywhere.
Alright, we'll look around first after we save. I'm not sure why I didn't save, but okay.
I wonder if Edwards ever got around to fixing this typewriter. The letter E being out of alignment always made his reports a nightmare to read.
I wonder if that's a clue.
That collection of stains, fluids, and other repugnant materials almost makes me homesick for the chum. The brain is truly a fascinating organ. If only more people used it.
I was playing Assassin's Creed Origins recently, and there was a guy talking about the embalming process of mummies. He said, nah, I'm just getting rid of the brain. It's a useless organ anyway.
A fine example of well-developed deltoids, latissimus dorsi, and gluteus maximi.
Which is funny. Our knowledge of and understanding of the human body has changed.
Well, at least he died with a smile on his face. Sort of.
Okay, I don't really see anything, so...
Edwards must have some very good friends in the department to have gotten this custom-made table. It does suit the room, though.
And it makes no sense, but sure.
Pardon me, Edwards.
Yes?
Why do you wear this? They look cool, but what is their usage?
I've got these human ashes from a crime scene.
Straight to the point. I knew I liked you for a reason, Fordham. Who do they belong to?
Desiree Lathan. She was a Gascon Grand Dame.
Oh, of course. I heard about that case. She was found burned in her home, wasn't she?
That's right.
I meant to go over there later today.
Well, then I suppose I've saved you the journey. Would you have a look at these?
Does this mean you're officially on the case?
Not as such. In fact, I'd appreciate it if you didn't mention I'd been here.
Ah, clandestine operation. Sneaking around under Snelling's nose.
I don't have much of a choice. I'm pretty much persona non grata around here these days.
Well, you're always welcome in my mortuary. Preferably while still breathing, of course. Anyway, I'll just take those ashes off your hands. I'm sure your social life will soon improve.
Yes, I was making quite the impression.
This is an interesting choice of container.
It was either that or carry them around in my bare hands.
Well, I'm a bit busy right now, but I should have something for you within the next couple of hours. But you do realize the information won't be exclusive to you. I'll have to pass it on to the detectives on the case.
Naturally. That just gives me more of an incentive to work quickly.
So how the hell do I wait 2 hours?
I found this piece of burned cloth at the crime scene. Could you take a look at it for me?
This is from the Lathan case?
It is, yes.
What do you need me to look at exactly?
It appears to have some oily residue on it.
Interesting. I'm afraid I have my hands full right now, but you can feel free to use my workbench if you'd like.
To do what exactly?
Surely they taught you something about basic chemical analysis when you worked here.
Yes, well, I always let Bill handle the more technical aspects of our cases.
A real pity I'm not around to help you anymore, isn't it?
But I'll have a look and see if something comes back to me.
This guy totally looks like a Shadowrun character. I can picture him in the Shadowrun universe.
Keeping busy down here, Edwards?
Oh, you know me. I've always got my hands in someone.
Edwards always did have a way with words.
This postmortem was just a formality, really. The victim died of a gunshot wound to the head. Last week, though, we had a real kicker. An old man was brought in, and though he appeared quite dead, I was told that he'd been in a trance for over half a year. Apparently, he was hypnotized right at the point of death, and somehow managed to remain alive, in a fashion. In any case, when I began performing the exam, his entire body decayed into a putrefied mess within minutes. It was fascinating.
Should you really be giving me these details, Edwards?
Oh hell, I don't mind telling you, Miles.
That's
It's not like
interesting.
you're going to go tell Snelling. Besides, you're the only one who's come to see me all week.
So is there supernatural in this world?
Conversationalists.
Hey, I take offense to that statement.
Apart from the voice in our head, you know? Because that doesn't sound legit.
So, Snelling got promoted to chief, did he?
Yes, not too long after you left. Personally, I think he took advantage of your situation to change things around here.
Was it really that much of a shock? Bill and I weren't exactly the most well-liked detectives on the force.
But you were respected. You two solved over 350 cases in 15 years. You were an institution.
Damn right we were. It's so easy for people to resent their more successful peers.
Ah, Edwards. Nice to know someone missed us. You didn't examine Bill after he died, did you?
Ha! He wishes.
No, there was nothing inconclusive about his death. He died from impact after falling from the roof of a building. Why? Was there something else I should have looked into?
No, I was just curious.
As fond as I am of Edwards, it would have been a bit much for him to go poking around my insides.
Thanks. That's all I needed to know for the moment.
Anytime, Fordham.
Alright, I guess now we'll do some alchemy.
It's been ages since we got to do any type of chemical analysis. This will be grand.
Dr. Edwards, could you remind me what it is I'm meant to be doing?
Yes, of course. Go ahead and get as much of that oily residue from the cloth into the petri dish. Good. Now add some of the chemical reagent in the red bottle to the dish.
Aha! The oil turned orange.
Yes! The reagent has caused a chemical reaction and changed the oil's color. Isn't science fun?
Quite. But how does this help me?
I have some samples of the most common types of flammable oils on the shelf. Go ahead and add them to the test tubes. Good.
I really like that it
Simply
automatically
check
does
the
that.
reagent to see if you can find a match.
And if I don't find one?
Then I suggest going out and looking for more oil samples.
Oil samples. I guess we'll need one because that's why there is one there.
Well, oil be damned. Looks like that's not a match. Oh, you love it.
No, I don't love puns. There is no way we're gonna get a match. There is no way.
So much for kerosene being the culprit. Too bad. I would have bet on it being coal oil.
Okay. I guess we'll need a different kind of oil. I guess that's how we'll pass the time, maybe. Until he does his ass analysis. Which, you know, the dead person's analysis. Where will we find oil? I guess we can go to the scene of the crime, see if there is any oil around, or it was... it's probably not taken from here.
I'm afraid I need to have another look.
It's probably
inside
taken
the
from
place
somewhere
room,
else,
Master Kane.
maybe.
All right, but please be quick about it.
Like it was brought here.
Nothing else of interest in there. Miss Lathan's half-written article.
Yeah. I don't see anything else here.
Just a pile of ashes.
Okay. This is gonna be a go everywhere and try to find something thing, I'm sure. Do we even have any suspects? Not really. The lady in the pub, maybe. The lawyer, if we could get in. Creepy music. Forgot about that.
Empty. Too bad.
It's gonna be the lady, probably.
These are all high-end foo-foo liqueurs and cordials. You couldn't pay me to drink that rubbish.
How would we get an oil sample?
Miss Robineau?
Oh, it's you again. Have you come to ask me more questions?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind.
No. Be my guest.
Is the name Peter Andrews familiar to you?
Peter Andrews? Is he still around?
I'd be able to tell you that if you told me who he is.
He's desperate. That's who he is. A lovesick fool who is obsessed with Desi. Sent her love letters all of the time.
Would you know where I can find him?
Why would you want to?
Because I want to question him about Miss Lathan's death.
I suppose that makes some sense. All I remember Desi telling me is that he worked at the Bank of Vespuccia, a clerk or some such. Imagine.
Thank you, that's very helpful.
Alright.
Thanks for your time. I'll let you get back to your drink.
Thanks, sweetheart.
Cool. New place to visit. Before we go there, I want to check this place. Again, I'm not sure what I'm looking for. What would constitute oil sample?
That pipe really clashes with the rest of the decor in here. It would be unwise to barge into Mr. Usher's office having been told he isn't seeing anyone today. We need to find a way to make him change his mind.
Yeah, we need evidence, I remember. I guess we'll go to the bank. Where else could I find oil? We just need to know what oil, right? We don't need to get the actual oil used. I don't think anyway.
Mr. Fordham.
Ah, Mr. Dupre. Good to see you again. Is all well with you?
Oh, it's the
Absolutely. Everything
husband.
is wonderful. Because of you, this city has finally seen Laura Dupre for the monster she is. I cannot thank you enough.
I suppose you're welcome?
Now, son, is there anything I can help you with?
Yes, I'm looking for Peter Andrews. I was told he worked here.
That's right. His desk is just over there.
Thank you, Mr. Dupre. Lovely seeing you.
What an absurd contraption. Imagine needing all those extra bits and bobs just to tell the time. I tried using one of these automatic money
It's an
dispensers
ATM.
once, but I nearly got my arm stuck inside. I still got a long way to go. Yeah, impressive bit of hardware.
This is
It
a
would take
small
criminal
bank.
mastermind to rob this bank.
Mr. Andrews,
Yes?
Miles Fordham, private investigator. May I ask you a few questions?
Yes, I suppose that would be fine. Have a seat.
I'd rather stand if it's all the same to you. Now then. Do you know Desiree Lathan?
Desiree Lathan? No, I can't say the name rings any bells.
Good start on the line there.
You say you don't know Miss Lathan. Would you care to explain these?
Why are they crumpled up? Did she throw them out? And why
Priorities.
do you have them?
I just love catching people like this.
Relax, Mr. Andrews. Let's take this slowly. Now, I can assume by your reaction that these are your letters?
Yes, they are.
So why did you lie about knowing Miss Lathan?
I promised my wife I would cut off contact.
Oh, she's
You
married.
didn't. The most recent letter is from 2 weeks ago.
Did she hire you?
Your wife? No, that's not why I'm here.
Ah, well, that's somewhat of a relief then.
Were you aware of Miss Lathan's death?
What? Desiree is dead? No.
His wife
Found
could be a
burned to
good
death in bed.
suspect
You're
too.
lying. You have to be.
I'm afraid I'm
If she's
not,
actually
Mr.
dead, I'm not
Andrews.
sure yet.
Oh, Desiree.
Do you have any idea who might have wanted to kill her?
No, she was a marvelous woman.
Well, I'm sorry to have to be the bearer of bad news, but at least you won't have to worry about writing any more letters.
That isn't funny, Mr. Fordham.
Yes, it was. Don't listen to him.
So your wife knows about your correspondence with Miss Lathan?
Well, I don't know if you could really call it correspondence. Desiree never wrote back. But yes, Peggy, that is to say, Margaret found out shortly after we married.
Exactly how many letters did this bounder send, I wonder?
At first, I tried to make it out that she was just a friend, but she found one of the more intimate ones while I was writing it.
I see. And what was her reaction?
What do you think? I still have the scar from the glass
Damn.
she threw at me.
You're still married?
Oh, yes. Margaret comes from a very strict Catholic family. They would sooner she die than divorce. It hasn't been easy. She makes sure to take full
Why did you marry her?
situation. Always buying herself the most expensive jewelry and spending a fortune on food for those wretched cats. I swear, they're better fed than I am.
Where might I find Mrs. Andrews? I'd like to speak to her.
Our house is at 713 Longfellow Street, just at the edge of Gascon. But I warn you, it's a goddamn menagerie she's got. I'd stay away if you're averse to being covered in animal hair.
I'll take my chances.
That's probably a clue. The animal hair.
Exactly what is your role here at the bank?
I'm the manager. I handle the new accounts, organize finance, that sort of thing.
Have you been here long?
Coming up on 17 years. Is this at all relevant to your...
A cleric, she said.
Anything could be, Mr. Andrews. Thanks
Now
for
that
your
it's
time, Mr. Andrews.
sea people. Sure. Let's go to the cat
Nice
house.
house. It definitely screams eccentric person lives here.
God damn, that guy is
Speaking
not
of
poor.
which, that must be Mrs. Andrews over there with those rodents. Rats with fluffy tails. How anyone can find them endearing is beyond me.
I wonder if I can get in without talking to her, but nah.
Excuse me, Mrs. Andrews?
May I help you?
I'm Miles Fordham, private investigator. I was hoping you could answer a few questions.
All right then. Don't worry, my darlings. Mommy only needs a moment to speak to the nice man, then I'll give you all the nuts you can eat. My little friends just adore nuts, Mr. Fordham.
Guess that explains why squirrels are so attracted to her.
Did you know Desiree Lathan?
Not personally. I never met her, but I knew exactly who she was.
And who was that?
Miserable drunk. always going out and getting liquored up at
Oh, she
so-called
was.
socialite balls. They try to make them seem so fancy. and
Was her death
but it's really
announced?
just a bunch of bitter old hags getting together to gossip about each other. With that kind of lifestyle, it was only a matter of time before it caught up with her.
Do you happen to know anything about the circumstances surrounding the death of Miss Lathan?
How does she know?
That she was burned to death.
Oh, it was in the
her
paper,
bed,
okay.
Wasn't it?
That's right. Do you have any idea how that may have
What did the husband know
Well, I
then?
already told you she was a drunk. Maybe she came home plastered and decided to smoke in bed. I'm rather surprised she was sleeping alone. That woman got around, if you know what I mean.
She certainly seems to know a lot about Desiree for someone who claims to have never met her.
Do you have any hobbies or pastimes, Mrs. Andrews?
Well, of course. I do a bit of knitting and I take care of my pets.
I take it you're fond of animals?
Oh, yes. I just love animals. Most prove to be better company than people.
Is that right?
Well, consider this, Mr. Fordham. Animals can't betray you or lie.
Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going.
She looks
My
crazy.
funny little companions would never hurt me. Unlike several humans I could name.
Who are these companions exactly?
Why, my darling little kitties and squirrel friends, of course.
Tell me about your cats.
They're the most wonderful little dears. Do you have any pets?
Afraid not. My wife isn't too fond of cleaning up after animals.
Pity. Cats make wonderful pets. They're good company and are independent, unlike dogs. Edgar and Hubert are my pride and joy.
Dogs are
I give
superior.
them only the best of everything, and they in turn give me their unconditional love.
That's delightful.
I used to have a wonderful cat named Tobias, but, oh, he had an unfortunate accident. That's why I never let my two angels out of the house.
What happened to Tobias the cat?
I'd really rather not talk about that. It wasn't my finest hour. Let's just say it was an honest misunderstanding which got blown way out of proportion.
Well, now I just have to know what happened. I hate it when people tease gossip and don't deliver.
We'll ask the husband. She seems really crazy.
Your squirrel friends are quite tame.
Oh, aren't they just the sweetest? And so smart, too. When I feed them, they come up and put their little paws on my hands as though they were giving me little squirrel hugs. And the way they look into my eyes, I can almost hear them saying, "Thank you for the nuts."
Well, at least you can be grateful that it's only my voice you hear and not some rabid squirrels.
Thank you for the chat. It was very enlightening.
Oh, my pleasure, Mr. Fordham. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to get back to tending to my little darlings.
God damn, that woman is crazy. We still haven't found anywhere any oil. I guess we might have some at home. But for now, I'll go back to the bank and ask the husband just how crazy is your wife?
Mr. Andrews,
Yes?
is there anything you can tell me about your wife's old cat, Tobias?
Oh, God. There's a name I was hoping never to hear again. She loved that cat. I'm sure she would have married it instead of me if she could. Mangy little bastard was always leaving a mess and knocking things over, but he was Peggy's little angel. Then one day I'd had enough, so I let him outside, and
Yes?
the stupid thing managed to get itself killed. Then things got ugly.
How so?
Peggy got a bit carried away, and, well, let's just say I never imagined a cat could earn someone a criminal record.
The plot thickens. Or perhaps sickens.
I guess we'll go to the police station and try to find a record.
Got a moment, Upton?
Yes, but let's make this quick.
I need some information on one Margaret Andrews. Apparently, she has a criminal record.
Margaret Andrews, eh? Give me a moment to look her up in the archives. Yes, here we are. Margaret Andrews was brought in for questioning 5 years ago in connection with a fire at a theater in Worcester.
Oh?
Yes, nothing came of it, but she was briefly a suspect.
Fire again.
More. She also had a prior conviction for...
Or fire again.
You don't say.
Interesting.
File says she set fire to a cab after the driver ran over her cat. She served 6 months in prison for that. This was back in 1835.
Fascinating.
Thank you for your help, Upton. This has been extremely valuable.
So, Margaret Andrews has a jealous streak and a penchant for setting things on fire. Seems a likely culprit to me.
Indeed.
Have a moment to go over my current case?
I'm afraid you're on your own this time, Fordham.
Okay.
We'll find out.
Understood.
I'll still be here.
That's it for...
Better get...
No, I'm not accusing her yet. I need to examine... I need this guy to tell me about the ashes and I need to find the oil somewhere. Let's check our house.
Ah, home at last.
Good to see you've made it back in one piece.
Bollingworth Ale. It's been so long since you used that desk. Did you even... I can see why Adelaide calls that plant Miles Jr. It's a spitting image.
It's empty.
Good riddance, I say.
I don't think I'm gonna find something here. Crap.
Oh, wouldn't you...
So? Ed?
Right.
What are you talking about?
Never mind.
Hmm.
I shouldn't be gone too long.
Take care of yourself out there.
Let's see if we can ask her about the arson. After a save.
Nothing more to ask her about right now. Leave her to her... friends.
Can't ask her. Where the hell will I find the oil? And again, not sure what I'm looking for. Nope. Wrong place.
Nothing else to... We haven't got anything else to...
Well, crap. Might as well. I don't know why I would be here, but...
Welcome back, Mr. Fordham.
There's quite a few members in this group. What a ridiculous contraption. That's probably the storage case for the...
Yeah, I don't see anything that could be an oil. Might be in the... Well, I don't know where the hell it could be. Maybe in the office of the lawyer? But then that would mean he's the suspect.
I'll be going now.
May the spirits guide you to that which you seek.
Yes, spirits guide me to what I seek.
I don't think there's...
Nope. I wonder if it's oil from a printing press or something, but I'm not sure how.
We can only begin to...
I could take a sample.
For the published... Confessions of a Steam Addict by... For whom...
No.
Useful for getting to those...
I don't see anything. I'm missing something. Found it from outside, he said. He didn't say found it from here somewhere.
These are all.
Yeah, and I can't move further in, I think.
The bridge to Lyon.
I don't know. You know what? Let me end the episode here and we'll see if I can find the oily substance maybe off screen. And I'll pick you up after that. For now, thank you for watching. As usual, feel free to leave a comment, subscribe, like, all the good stuff. I'll see you next time with more Lamplight City.